Hello everybody, how y'all doing? Hope you're doing well. No, I'm a bit late with today's video. Um, if you didn't see the second video I posted yesterday, watch that and you'll understand why. Yeah, I did 2 videos yesterday. Yeah, 2 of them. And unfortunately, yeah, as the day progressed, basically, with what was going on with my neck flaring back up, wow, yeah, it was just getting worse and worse, and especially with the weather changing, getting colder again and so forth, and then some rain and so on and so forth. So with everything being freshly inflamed, I think that is probably what caused it to just, wow, yeah, hurt a bit. This morning, I even, I got on, because I hadn't gotten my insurance cards yet, I got on the phone to them and was just like, hey, look, I haven't gotten my insurance cards, first of all. Second of all, do you all cover chiropractic? Because I remembered that there's a chiropractor right here. And I'm like, okay. So, and yeah, they do, but and that one in particular is a network, so I called them, made an appointment, which was in less than an hour. So I went over there. I get there, give them my insurance information. They're telling me something different than what the insurance is telling me. So I'm just like, I don't know who's right, who's wrong. If it winds up being them being wrong with how to bill or whatever, do I really want to see them? Right. So I decided, nope, because, I'm a little weary about seeing a chiropractor. Anyway, I wanted to go just to get in alignment, get everything cracked, so it could release those muscles, so those muscles could be released, basically, and get a massage, it was just killing me. Fortunately, I had gotten the neck calmed down, my neck and my head, but unfortunately, it wound up settling into my back right there, mostly on my right side, right there next to my shoulder blade, but kind of in the middle, more or less, but more towards the right. And I was, it's still a little tender, a little bit raw back there. And I was just like, okay, So and of course I was complaining and so forth. My friend Angie, she got held back from work because they were a bit slow. And she was just watching me and listening to me all day, or all morning anyway. Told her what happened with the chiropractor's office and so forth. And I'm just like, I just want it to crack, just to crack so it'll release and everything. And she's just like, well, try my thing here. It's basically a neck and shoulder massager, shiatsu thing. And I'm just like, I'll try anything at this point, because I even went ahead and ordered a new acupressure mat and pillow, and I got them on sale. But of course, I was even willing to pay extra for express delivery. But it didn't matter. The option was there, but it wouldn't be delivered until tomorrow. So I might as well just, do the free delivery and get it delivered tomorrow. It's kind of stupid, really. So I'm like, okay. So now I have 3 things coming tomorrow. But anyway, but I was like, at this point, because I was in so much pain, I'm walking around with a cane again and everything, and I'm just like, I gotta do something here. It just would not release. And, but a lot of times that happens, just gotta let it go until it's ready to finally release. And I was like, well, I'll try getting a shower, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it makes it worse, actually. So when she suggested that, I'm like, I'll give it a shot. you know. I started it up, plugged it in, started it up, got it on the area. Ow! Oh my gosh. Pain. So I moved it around a little bit, kept moving it around, and let my body get a little used to it first. And then, excuse me, I got it back on that really bad spot. Ow! But oh, did it feel good. Finally, felt good. And it was just in there, and it just digging and digging. That's what I wanted, was something to just get in there and just dig, you know? And did one session with that. It turned off, I think, after 30 minutes, something like that. Then I restarted it, let it do it again. And then afterwards, I packed it up, took it downstairs, and I was just like, okay. But I started feeling it move to another spot. And I'm just like, okay, I'm going to need to do this again. So did it again, let it get into that spot, and also the other spot, so it's not migraine back and forth. And I was just exhausted. Curled up, wrapped myself up with my nice warm bathrobe that I have. Got up, turned the space heater on. It's a little chilly out there today, and especially, and it's raining a little bit now, more drizzle, you know, mist or whatever. And also turned on my heating blanket, got curled up underneath there, died for 2 hours. Literally just died. I woke up and I'm like, oh, I feel so much better. And I'm like, okay, let's test this out. Let's see what happens. That's the problem. I wake up feeling good, and I move around, and oh gosh, I just want to. I've been fine. I've been up for an hour now, something like that, and I've been doing okay. Feels good. It's like it's tender back there in those spots. Probably once I get my acupressure mat and pillow, they'll take care of that. But yeah, it does definitely feel a lot better back there. So, all right. I'm going to invest in one of those. Next paycheck. I was going to see about maybe getting a book with that's about $35. I think I might turn around and invest it into that. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, Angie is like, you know, save your money and just use ours. Well, then it couldn't find out with talking to Rick about it and everything. Couldn't find out it was actually a gift for him. But Angie is the one who's been using it. So, oh well. But anywho, I was like, well, heck, I'll buy it off of you. Discounted price, of course. He's like, yeah, use it all you want. I'm like, okay. So, but anywho. So anyway, yeah, it's on Prime. It's called Comfy. The company is called Comfy. C-O-M as in Mary, F-I-E. And it's a shiatsu neck and shoulder massager. So check that out in case you want to. But they have ones that are for like whole back, ones that you can put on your chair. And from what I've seen, they're all heated. There's ones for your knees, one for your feet. So yeah, go and check them out and everything. So I might do that. I know I had to take another day off from work. So that's 4 days that I've missed within the first 30 days. But the way I'm looking at it, just like I had said yesterday, is if, you know, I don't care, you know. I realize I like having stability, this or that or whatever, but how stable is it of a situation if you can't take care of yourself? So I did have concerns about possibly losing my job or whatever. I mean, yeah, I probably could have helped what happened this time. I didn't even think about it, you know, with the computer work and so forth. I really haven't been having any issues. So, of course, I didn't think about it. It's the furthest thing from my mind or whatever. but the way and then, of course, would do my yoga and so forth, I've been doing okay. So it's like, all right, let's try and do things and so forth. But unfortunately, body said, nope, ain't happening. So the way I look at it is, if I wind up losing my job with all this, at least now I have money where I can see about renting a car, like through Uber, and go back on the platforms. That's the way I look at it. I'll just go back to doing Uber and DoorDash, probably deliveries. I don't want to be transporting people. I'm just kind of done with that. But, I can go back to doing that. So, we're talking with that one driver, with the little bit extra that the state of Minnesota forces them to pay and so on and so forth. I don't know if it's the state or if it's the city of Minneapolis or whatever, but anyway. That little extra that they get once every couple of weeks, it's like, yeah, I'd be willing to give it a shot, at least, because I know there's not much else out there either. But at least it gives me that flexibility that would probably be better. And also freedom, I don't necessarily have to stay here. I can always leave. And, but yeah, that's just the way that I look at it. I'm not worried about it. I'm not going to worry about it at all. I'm tired of worrying about people, bending over backwards for people and so forth, and then things not reciprocating. So, and the thing I'm most tired of, and I know I've said this quite a bit in the past, thing that I am really, it really thoroughly disgusts me, to be perfectly honest, is how much people put a value of money and so forth over a person's life. Really, let's just put it as it is. Their well-being and so forth. Yeah, I think it's pretty disgusting, personally. So that's the way that I look at it. If they wind up saying, see you when it want to be you, I'll just be like, you know what? I don't want to be here either. So that's just the way I look at it. And to tell you the truth, I'm not even too sure if I really want to be there to begin with. So I do miss my freedom. This whole experience with this has reminded me of that. How much I actually did enjoy having my freedom. It's like right now. Okay, I worked through it. I could go out and work for at least a few hours. Now I can't. Because I already called in. Stupid shit like that. I mean, it makes no sense, I just needed opportunity to get this worked out or whatever. Yeah, the benefits are nice. But at the same point, I'm also thinking that if it's true with what that one driver was telling me, with pay and everything, it could be worth it to go back. At least here, anyway. I don't know. I'd have to think on it. I'll admit it's very tempting. It's very, very tempting. Because I'm not happy. I'm really not happy there. I miss having that flexibility, for one. I think that there's probably with having a clear head and looking at things, like how they do things, with their systems or whatever. I don't know. I think it's a bit complicated. It's like, why, why can't we streamline this somehow, I don't know. There's just, I realize that, I'm still new and so forth, but I'm just finding myself getting to, becoming more and more not caring about the situation, Yeah, initially I did, but like the other day when I had worked, there were some blinds orders that came in, and I went against how I was trained on it, to be perfectly honest, and just used, like the wheel or whatever instead of doing the calculations and so forth. It's just like, screw it. I just don't care, you know? And and that's not me either. I'm somebody who does care. But at the same point, yeah, I don't know. It's, I'm also having go back and forth with everything. Of course, I don't want to be doing that for the rest of my life either. Um, I don't know. And I just saw something else outside, somebody walking by that reminded me of something else I'm not happy with either. I just, I have a lot to think about. Like, for instance, do I want to stay here? It was nice yesterday afternoon. It was so beautiful out. So beautiful out. I had woken up from a nap and I'm like, I need some air a minute. I was feeling okay, and I went outside. Well, I cleaned her box and threw the bag out. And then I was just like, oh, this feels so nice just to be outside, get some fresh air, blah, blah, blah. And I was sitting, there's a picnic table out front, and I was sitting out there, and I was like, oh, this feels so nice. And then I just looked, the driveway is basically like a circular driveway. And in the middle is this grassy area, kind of wide grassy area. And I looked over there, and the grass, of course, the grass is coming up, and I'm just like, it's been a long time since I've laid down on a bed of grass. A very long time. And I went out there, and I laid down on the grass. It felt so nice. Just relaxing, laid down on my stomach. No issues, no allergy issues or anything. Just breathing in all that sweet, wonderful scent of fresh growing grass, and feeling the silkiness of the blades in between my fingers, and I even took my slippers and socks off and was rubbing my feet, through it and everything. It felt so nice. So nice. And laid on my back and was looking up at the clouds and just enjoying all of it. It's been such a long time. Really, since I lived in Virginia, I used to do it all the time with our front yard. Just laid in the grass. Only there we had crabgrass. And it just felt so nice. And I wished that she would come outside with me, but I knew she wouldn't. She's curled up on one of her blankies sleeping. And I wish that she would come outside with me. Wish that she would take opportunity to enjoy. But it was just nice. And hearing the birds chirping and so forth. It's like, Yeah. I don't know. And I'll admit I cried for a little bit because, it was like when I remembered that I used to do that all the time when living in Virginia and how long it had been since I had actually done that. The last 20 years kind of flashed before my eyes, I guess you could say. Everything I'd been through and so forth. And I'll admit I did cry a little bit. It was like a release is what it was. It was a release. And I'm like, yeah, this is what I want. But I don't know how to get it. I feel like the answer is there. But I just don't know. It's just not coming to me. I feel like I'm fighting with the situation with work. I feel like I'm fighting a battle with trying to make it work. And it's just not, I mean, even all the way down to the insurance with, not getting my cards. I finally did get my card today. And then they sent me the link for the app, and that was giving me issues. That's what I mean. It's just like, am I going against the signs? I don't know what else to call it or whatever. I just feel like that there's something else out there, and I can't put my finger on what it is. I don't know, I just don't know what it is that I should do. Like I said, the benefits are nice with what I'm being offered there. The pay is nice. I'm just not happy. But of course, that goes back to the things that I thought about before. Would I ever be happy with someplace? I don't know. And I will admit it crossed through my path. Sorry, I got an itch on my other arm here. It did cross my mind with the, what I had been toying with in my brain while still out there with starting the Etsy store, and this and that. And it's like, I still keep going back to that, I don't know. I don't know where I'm at with life anymore. All I know is I keep thinking that I know where I want to be. I want to be able to spend time with her. I want to be able to buy a house. I want to be able to have the garden. I want to be able to have opportunities to be able to do my yoga, to cook healthy meals, to, go for my walks without having to be feeling like I'm being rushed. I want to be able to retire from all of that. But I don't know how to do it. I don't know. I know. I've thought about picking up writing again. Only more creative writing. I've written, like copy for companies, either startups, mostly startups, corporations, and so forth. I don't mind it. I really don't. I'm really good at it. But it's funny. I got an itch again. When I was So yesterday I figured, well, I had the opportunity. I get my taxes done. Got that taken care of and got that mailed out today. Um, and then I I got them out in the box and everything. I had to walk over here to Walgreens, and I need to get some more stamps. And then I had I needed envelopes, and I figured while I was there, I'd get a few other things. Ibuprofen for one, because I'm almost out of ibuprofen, plus my prescriptions, basically my sensors, because it's due tomorrow. And then I had a bottle of Lantus sitting there, and I'm like, well, might as well get that too, because it's going to be kind of close, but between now and next week's paycheck. So, but anyway, yeah, I got all that and some Cadbury eggs. They didn't have any at Walmart. I'm talking about these puppies. Yeah, they had several boxes there. So, but anyway, and I'll admit that's really what started flaring things up back there with my neck. Was doing that walk over to there, and then the walk to and back with the chiropractor. But yeah, I got things done and so forth, and I had I got it done. I got it sealed in the envelope and stamps put on and everything. Got it out there to the mailbox. Came back in, and it dawned on me I forgot to sign the fucking returns. I'm like, shit. So I had to go back out to the mailbox, and I'm like, you got any packaging tape? Not talking to the mailbox, talking to my friend. I'm like, you got any packaging tape, some sort of clear tape or whatever? She's like, yeah, packaging tape. So took that and pen out to the mailbox. Slowly broke that seal. I already had it stamped even. So yeah, did that, and then yeah, signed them, sealed them back up with some tape, made sure I signed, or at least put my initials for the packaging tape, with the fact that, it had been broken open and then resealed. And so that's documented at least, and threw it back in the mailbox. So hopefully, I put 6 stamps on it, so it's like it should be enough. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, took care of that. But I don't know. I was using my sketch pad. When I do writing, I'm not somebody who can sit down in front of a computer or a blank piece of paper, or a typewriter, or what have you, and start doing it. I'm old school. I gotta write things. I do better with just writing. And it was funny. The reason why I bring all this up is I was using that as something to write on, basically, while I did my taxes. But it's the same sketchbook that I had used when I had started doing some creative writing short stories several years ago, many years ago. And I almost tossed it before leaving. But I got stopped. I had that pushback feeling. Don't toss it. That was when I did. I didn't toss. I brought it with me, with stories still in it. And I came across it when I went to open it, and there they were again, and it really hit me. And I'm like, gosh, that would be a lot of fun. And it's something I could work on during lunch, when I'm at lunch even. Like, And I know, actually, I had seriously considered at one point, and I started doing it too, writing my experiences. There's some things that I was involved in when I during my last years that I lived in Virginia. It's pretty serious stuff. And part of it was when I worked as a private investigator. And part of it was when I was a city official, not an employee. I was a volunteer. I was on a city council appointed board position. And there were some things that I inadvertently wound up getting in the middle of. We'll put it that way. I'm not going to go into it, but it was pretty serious stuff. And it's not the reason why I left and moved to Vegas. It was more personal and financial reasons. And then, of course, with being a cab driver and rideshare driver, of course, people are always wanting to hear, oh, the dramatic stories, oh, your crazy cab stories, all that sort of crap, which I never, it's like, I don't want to be reliving that on a constant basis. Yeah, some of it's funny or whatever, but it's like, and I'll admit, I had started writing all of this stuff. But I got so thoroughly disgusted with it, with reliving it, and really it wound up becoming something that was more of a therapeutic thing for me to release and let go, and so I can be more in the present moment and focus more on the future instead of the past so much, and decided to move on. And before I left, I took it all out. I was using a sketchbook to start writing things. And I took out all those pages, ripped them out, and shredded them, tossed them in the trash, along with my documentation that I had and so on and so forth. And actually the sketchbook, along with bunch of art supplies and so forth, I gave to a little girl who's an aspiring artist, phenomenal artist. Oh my gosh, she likes to draw anime characters. She was like maybe 11 years old. She was lucky, and she's doing work that adults do, and it's like, wow, she's natural. Total natural. She knew how to do it, setting it up, with the cross hairs, and oh my God, I mean, she had a passion for it, and I'm like, no, I'm giving it all to the right person. Well, it was funny because right before I left, I was trying to sell all this stuff along with my Wacom tablet, but I couldn't get any buyers, and of course, I wound up keeping my Wacom tablet. But all the art supplies, like my my colored pencil set, whatever they're called. But anyway, I keep thinking Pantone, but I know that's not it. But anyway, I gave there was a group of kids out there in the courtyard who were playing, and I'm like, hey, do any of you like to draw? I don't know. I just kept being drawn to them. One of those intuition hit things, and the one kid, the oldest one, answers like, yeah, my little sister here loves to draw. I'm like, hold on a second. Went in, came back out, gave it all to her. She was just like, oh my gosh, thank you. And she knew the color pencil set that I was giving her. She knew. So yeah, she had a huge passion. And then later, I was trying to hold on to my portfolio book too, but I didn't have room. I couldn't take it with, so I went over. I knew where she lived, so I went over and put it there next to the door for her, along with a nice carrying case. And I could see she was up late drawing in that sketchbook, and I'm like, yeah, this is being put to good use. So I just hope that she got I didn't see who grabbed it or anything, so I hope that she's the one who grabbed it. But yeah, she, the portfolio book. So I hope she got it. But if not, at least I helped to inspire a young person to keep going, keep following their passion. I just got to find my own. I don't know. But I was thinking about that, with writing the short stories and so forth. They're just more casual, laid back, help people with their anxieties, help people to dissociate, from daily life, little settings and so forth. I want to do that, and then I also want to do a bunch of horror short stories, basically. That's the one that really caught me. I'm like, okay, I don't know. I was thinking, well, maybe I'll take it with me and I can work on it. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. In some ways, yeah, maybe getting a graphic design job, maybe, but with what happened, and I know part of it was because I've been sitting in front of the computer so much at work, that sort of situation really does irritate those muscles back there. So, I don't know. This is what oh, excuse me, I know, I just ate something too. So that's what I mean. I don't know where I'm at with everything. I really don't. I'm just trying to figure it out. And it's not because, I'm sitting on 2 bachelor's degrees, I'm 50 years old, blah, blah, blah. I should know where I'm at in my life by now. It's nothing to do with that. And it's not because I feel like I'm having a midlife crisis or anything. I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know where my passion is or anything. I know where my passion is. It's the fact that I want to go home. Wherever that is. Doing whatever. I don't know anymore. I want to be able to spend time with her. I'd love to be able to get back out, go hiking, do nature photography, maybe sell that. I know my interests are quite varied. That's one of the reasons why I thought about, okay, do the Etsy store with some sewing projects, sell nature photography, all this sort of stuff. Have a varied life, because I know my interests are kind of all over the place. So, I don't know. Maybe sell the short stories. Who knows, maybe I'll write that book one day. I don't want to. I know people would definitely be interested in it, but yeah. I don't want to go back down that road either. So, but anywho, grow my fruits and vegetables, maybe sell some at farmer's market. If I can buy some land big enough, some acreage, and maybe I could, not just the fruit stands, farmers markets or whatever, but actually do some selling, I don't know. I'm kind of still, all that just has kind of been coming out today. I don't know. The question is, how do I get there? I don't know. So, it's where I'm at with my limbo and with all this mess and everything. So anyway, I should probably go. I still have to get laundry done and cook some food. I'll talk at you later. I love you guys. See you later.